Go. Okay, we'll just sit. I was like, maybe we'll lean against the wall or the chair. I'm just going to come into our welcoming sit as we bring ourselves into our practice space in this magical place that we have been sharing together, and feeling the breath and everything else that's happening. So taking your comfortable seat, wiggle yourself in. Yes. And then lengthen nice and tall as you inhale. As you exhale, gently close your eyes. And take a few moments to feel and hear, sense. In your next inhale, lengthen tall. You exhale, join your hands at your heart and bow your chin. We'll chant Om together 3 times. Releasing your hands and your chin. Just before we start your computers. Okay. So I feel like we're going to start with the same opening we did in class the other day, Sunday. So you'll have your chair against the wall and put a blanket on the seat of the chair. Just going to turn the camera. Then you can grab your bolster, maybe another folded blanket, just to support your head and your upper chest. And so this, with a blanket on top, you'll see what you need. And then maybe something to sit on as well. Yeah, great. And then I'm just looking for the upper back into the seat of the chair. And legs can be whatever you like. It works. Good. And then once you're here, just gonna lie back. So here's where you'll give yourself more support for your head. So we get this opening, and then I'm gonna take the hands back right away to hold on to the rungs of the seat of the chair. But if that's too much for your shoulders, first thing, then just settle in here for a few moments. And wiggle yourself in. And we'll just rest here for about 5 breaths or so. The first few breaths are maybe about discomfort. We want to soften into that as much as we can. Yeah, beautiful. You can even soften the shoulders where they are. Two more breaths. Release your hands down to the floor. Just come away from the chair. I'm just going to sit cross-legged for a moment. Just let everything come back. Okay, so I'm going to keep the bolster on the chair. We'll turn to the side and take a little side bend. So you might bring your chair away from the wall. You kind of see whatever works. And then just going to pick up this side, see if I can lay it over top. And the hand comes underneath. And then here, maybe that blanket's going to come back in for your head. You're here. And then we'll take this arm up and over. And, you know, depending on what you need for your shoulders, you just kind of create that. So I'm walking my hand behind the head. I'm holding onto the opposite side here. And then I'm just going to move this right hip up and down as I look for space. Yeah. And then at some point we drop anchor. You might even start to just floss a little bit, rocking. Good. Yeah, beautiful. That's it. You're just finding your way in. Try to find the softness and the discomfort. And I'm really letting that right hip drop as much as I can. Two more breaths. Release, come out, and then sit again, just however you like to sit, just to feel what's occurred and that stretch. And then I'm going to turn around. Say that because last time I brought the chair over, but this time I'll turn around. See it from the back. Same kind of thing. Prop yourself up, get long, come in. Take the top arm over, prop your head up if you need it. And then once you're here, just start to rock that left hip a little bit. Just create some more space. And then we'll do a little bit of the shoulder flossing to roll your chest. And then settling into softening. One more full breath in. You exhale, release the top arm, take yourself out, and again, just come to sit for a moment. Maybe change the cross of the legs and receive. So I'm going to come back to the first position. This time I'm going to take that bolster out because we're going to lift up. So you see how that works. If that's not good for you, that's okay. I'm just going to take the back into the chair and wiggle it. Maybe the arms, maybe they just go up in the air and you just lean back into the chair. My hands are going to touch the wall here. I will take them to the opening here and keeping the chin tucked so the head's not hanging back. And okay. Get right into this heart space. Let's take a big breath in. And breathe out, release the hands. And we put the feet on the floor. So here's where we're going to pick ourselves up. So just lifting the hips so that when you come back onto your chair, your head and your upper chest are on the chair. And then the hands can reach up, they can go out to the side, they can even just go out to the side just to open. And feel your feet on the floor and imagine you're like the table to your chair. Okay. You might need to walk your feet out. You kind of play. I'm going to start to melt the hips down and just go to a place where you can be here and maybe sway the hips a little bit side to side. This, as I call it, a hula. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to bring the hips to center and let them start to drop to whatever that works for you. Feel the feet on the floor and I'm just letting that tush, the tush is nice and soft. I can actually feel that cheek and there's no gripping here. Good. Okay, I'm gonna lift the hips up. And then I'll release the hands and find the floor and come all the way down. And once again, we'll just sit, just feel all of that. Great. Okay. I'm going to keep the chair where it is, but we're not going to use it right away. We're going to come onto hands and knees. So you might put a blanket down. Yes. Let's bring the bolster in. Just put it in front of your wrists. Yeah. Just gonna move the camera, and then from here we'll flow into cat-cow. Okay. So I have the toes tucked under to open the feet. And perhaps you're going to close your eyes and feel this spine moving from tail to crown. Take one more in each and we'll hang out. Whichever one you're in, take a full breath in and out here. And then switch to the opposite pose and full breath in and out. Find neutral and wag your tail. And then we'll shift the tail over to the left and take your gaze to the left. And then to the right. So let's do that one more time on each side. Move to the left. And then move to the right. The tops of the feet down. Let's give these feet some hits. Just wake up the tops of the feet. So I put the bolster here. We'll take a little puppy pose. So you stay on your knees and the hands are going to walk forward. And I'm going to melt the chest down onto, and as I say that, my upper arms kind of ended up more. So we're in this, just kind of find your place here with the hips lifting. Maybe the chin's going to rest on the bolster. And add a little shoulder flossing on here. Just moving the shoulders. And then we'll just be here in this shape for another few breaths. And then walk your hands back and come up to your hands and your knees. And tuck the toes under and shift the hips back. And maybe your head's going to land very nicely on the bolster here. Let's go back to that puppy pose. We're all set up, so find your way back in. With the tush lifting and the heart dropping. Okay, one more breath. And then coming back to that modified child's pose. And again, I'm going to keep the toes tucked under. And then bring yourself back up. And this time we'll bring the legs all the way down and come to lie down on top of this bolster. So I did keep the chair there. If it's becoming a hindrance, you'll move it. We'll see what happens. So I have the chest on the bolster. And we did this the other day with a blanket. See how it goes. And let's take a few moments here. Take one more breath. And we'll turn it into a sphinx. Come onto your forearms with the hands down. And we'll flop the shoulders a little bit, move them around. Yeah. Draw those shoulders away from your ears and anchor into the elbows. Extend through your legs. Just for fun, because I have the bolster here, I'm going to take the arms off the floor and just kind of fly. So they could go straight ahead or out to the side and draw your chin in, extend the legs. Maybe, oh, my legs are lifting up off the floor. Maybe that's going to happen too. Take 2 more breaths. And then bring yourself back down to that lying down. Maybe change the position of your hands. Good work. Full breath in. Breathe it out. We'll come back up to Sphinx. And really spread your fingers. Anchor, shoulders back, anchor. And then stay here. Or we keep the elbows where they are. Just widen the forearms and the hands out. And lift the chest. And then this might be good. Or you can take your hands back and come up a little bit more if that's there. Turning the inner elbows out. To roll the shoulders down. Take 3 breaths here, wherever you are. And then lay yourself back down over the bolster. So if you still have your chair there, I'm just going to sneak my legs out and put the tops of the feet, just let them rest on the chair. And we'll come back into Sphinx. How that is, not changing anything. We'll take the left forearm and turn it. And we'll take the right hand and reach back. And you can grab the foot. If not, you just reach for it. And then push the foot into the hand, just opening that right shoulder. And then we'll turn the head to the left. If your right thigh lifts up, that's a bonus. And lovingly release that. Come back down to rest for 2 breaths. To feel that energy release. And lifting your head and place the right forearm down or reach back. You can grab it. Yes, there it is. A little bit of pressure from the foot, just whatever's happening here. I'm going to turn the head to the right. Smile. Release. Come back down. Okay. Come back up and we're just going to move the bolster down. You just kind of move it down so it's more underneath your like solar plexus. Let's do that. So the chest might still be on the bolster. And then bring yourself down for a moment or two. You can feel your breath into the bolster. Take a full breath in. Breathe out. And come back up to Sphinx. And you can stay right here. I'm going to bend the knees, bring the feet in, reach, take the hands off the floor, maybe grab your feet. We take a little bit of this bow pose here with the bolster. Take 2 more breaths. Release and come back down to rest. So we'll widen the legs apart a little bit and just wave those feet side to side. Hopefully the chair isn't in the way. And with the knees wide, bring the soles of the feet together. Drop your head back down. Okay, so we're going to come back up to hands and knees and move into child's pose. So the feet might need to through the chair. Let's find your way here. You have your bolster, friends. You can turn the bolster. I'm going to tuck it in on top here and come in this way, but whatever you're doing is the best for you. Take a few moments. One more breath. And then coming up to sit, we'll move the bolster out of the way. We'll come back to hands and knees, and we'll do a little bit of a flowing cat-cow, so you make it longer. Say flowing cat-cow, but it's, you just move your hips back and then curl yourself up, and you might even come forward into a bit of a cobra here. Take it on back. So we're just moving. Spine is moving. Kind of see whatever your little dance is. Forward and back. Cat and the cow. You can just close your eyes and just find whatever it is for you. Take one more moment here. Onto hands and knees and take a downward facing dog. You wag your tail around a little bit. And, well, if your chair is still there, I hope it is, because we're going to walk our hands back and come to actually just sit on your chair. So I hope it's still, yes, okay, good. And just take a moment. Okay. And so from here, we're just going to come up to standing. No hands. You can lean forward if you need to. Pop yourself up, lift your arms up. And as you exhale, slowly come back down to sit. Trust the chair is there. Let the hands come down and we'll pause here. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So just very slow and controlled, reach up. And as you exhale, come back, nice and slow. Another breath in between. And then up we go. This time we stay up. Good. Release your arms down. Okay, I'm going to move this blanket that's on the floor out of the way. And I'm going to adjust the camera. Okay. All right, so I do have a blanket here on this chair. We're going to stand a little bit away. Take, this is my left leg, up on the chair. And I'm going to put my left hand on the inside of the thigh. And then I'm going to firm this right leg. Reach the right arm up to the sky. Just take 2 breaths here, just like this. And we'll reach up through the right side, and we're going to crescent over. So here's where your left elbow might rest on top of that left thigh. And my left hand's open, nice and happy hands. Reach over. Good. And then come back to standing. We're going to extend this leg straight. And so it might slip, I don't know. I'm going to firm that heel. Take both arms, reach up. Good. And then we'll side bend. So my left hand's going to come down. Just reach over, opening the heart, looking underneath this right arm. One more breath. And come back. You're going to turn. So take that right foot and just turn it. We'll bend the left leg, put the left foot on the chair. I'm going to take my hands down and find the sides of the chair. And then we'll hop this right leg back. Doesn't need to go back that far. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm just going to take this right hip, turn it to face the chair. The right hand's going to stay where it is. The left hand's going to come to the left thigh. I'm going to turn to face the left. And maybe the left arm comes up in the air. Okay, release. Both hands to the chair. I'm going to take this left leg out. I'm just going to swing it all the way back. Just up in the air. And then both feet on the floor. Let's do a downward dog with the chair here. So your legs can go wider apart. And bend your knees. Take your hips back. And drop down into squat. So maybe you let your feet have to walk a little closer to the chair. You turn them out. And you use the chair. You come down. You hold on to the chair, or the side of the chair, or if you want to lift up and be here, or hands together. Take 3 breaths. Good. Okay, I'm going to come all the way up. As you inhale, come all the way up. Good. Drop your hands and pause for a moment. Okay, so I'm going to turn away from you. So I'm going to take the right foot and have it bent. Start here, and I'll put this right hand to the inside of the thigh with the palm facing out. And then we reach the left arm up. And you just establish the connections of the hand, foot, this opening of the thigh. And I'm also dropping this left hip a little bit. Good. And then inhale, reach out through the left arm. Sorry, I said right, left hip, but I meant right. And then crescent over. And here you can put the forearm on the thigh if you like. Turn your chest a little bit more to the left. One more breath. Inhale, come up. And straighten this leg. So I have the heel on the blanket. I'm going to really solidly place that. Good. Reach both arms up in the air. And this is my right hip. I'm dropping the right hip. Yeah. Inhale. If you exhale, right hand's going to come down. We'll crescent through the left side. All the way back up, both arms down. You're going to bend this right foot and turn the left foot over here. And then both hands are going to come down. They can always be up here if that's better. Okay, I'm going to pop this left foot back just a little bit. Heel still on the floor. And the left hand stays on the chair, the right hand comes to the thigh, and just twist. Maybe the right arm wants to lift up or not. Both hands to the chair, and this right foot's gonna come swing all the way up in the air. Good. We'll take both feet down and just take a little downward dog with the chair. The tush can move back. And ears are maybe in line with the arms. And come back down for squat. Hopefully the lineup is good. Do whatever you need to do here. Make it your own. And lift the toes up, and maybe the arms come up, but you have to be able to smile. Come all the way up with the chair without. Stand for a moment. Okay, I'm gonna come back to sit on the chair and jumping. I'm gonna just jump full. What is it? A 180. So I'm facing behind. Good to jump, and then mark where your chair is because you're gonna come down, no hands. So you do your best, and nice and slow. Stick that butt out. Find it. There it is. Made it. Okay, pause for a moment. Okay, feel your sit bones. Imagine crown of head anchored over the sit bones. I'm gonna bring the right knee in and just give it a little hug. Let's roll that right ankle. I'm just lifting it up so you can see. Rolling. For both directions. Good. All right, then we're gonna cross ankle over knee. And if you need to move back on the chair, do it. I'm gonna take the hands, find this chair, just moving forward, but lifting up and taking the heart forward. Maybe the foot needs to flex a little bit. Lift up my cape so the shoulders are super person cape. Let the jaw go. Start to soften forward. So you might stay right here, or you take the right hand to the inside in between the legs and the left hand to the outside. Let's come more into this pigeon on a chair. One more breath. I'm going to take first the left hand, find this back rung, and the right hand's going to find the back rung. Lift up the cape. Fly a moment. And pull yourself to come back up. And we'll take twist here. I'm going to put the right hand. It's going to go, you can't see, but it's just at the back of the chair. And the left hand's going to come over. And then I might even walk this right hand all the way over to the outside of the chair. Lift your shoulder, move it back, find your twist. And release. Let's cross knee over knee. Just like we're at a fancy tea party. You can interlace the fingers and just hold them in. The right foot is flexed. Let's see, maybe this is it, or you can even tuck that right foot behind the left leg. If that's the case, it's quite a tight grab. Get one more breath. And then we'll unwind all of that. Open the legs wide, and the toes are going to turn out. Just kind of moving myself side to side. Put the hands on the thighs and press down and lift yourself up. Lift up. And we'll start to come forward. You just find your way. If you need to hold on to the chair because that's better for you, do that. And you take the hands all the way down. You're going to go there. You might even walk the hands forward a little bit just to get more stretch here. And you know, you can always wiggle yourself in. Okay, so now I'm here. The next thing I'm going to do is drop the knees out and come onto the baby toe edge of the feet, which you can't really see is happening, but flexing the toes. Take 3 breaths here. Walk our hands back and one at a time onto the thighs. Lift your shoulders as you press the hands down to come up. And we'll bring the feet back in and take a breath. And then we're going to bring that left thigh in. So opposite interlace the fingers, draw it in, and start to roll this ankle in both directions. Cross ankle over knee and find your Superman, super person cape here as you come forward and just looking. If you need to move, wiggle it in and release with the breath and the jaw. And then stay here or go to the next bus stop and take the hands down and opposite interlace them in front of the shin. And melt in your heart space. One more moment here. I'm going to take the right hand to the chair first, and then left hand's going to find the chair and lift the cape. And we'll take this into twist. So this left hand's going to go around the back or all the way over. And the right hand comes around and take twist here. Inhale. As you exhale and release, we're going to go right knee over knee, like this very fancy tea party. Going to opposite interlace the fingers. You're just going to hang out here. And then you can flex that left foot. We're going to hug the foot and shin towards each other, or maybe there's a wrap and the foot goes behind. You lift yourself up a little taller. Good. And then we'll unfurl and go right back to that wide-legged forward fold. So I'm going to start with the hands on the chair. Find your cape. Take yourself forward. And be here or come all the way down. Walk your hands forward there. And drop the knees out. The feet. And we'll walk the hands back and come back up. Walk your feet together. Okay, so from here I'm going to take the hands and they're just going to find the underneath the blanket on the chair. Walk your feet forward. We're going to slide the hips off. Maybe we'll come up into this little back bendy thing here, whatever that is. You know, you can rock it, move it. Be here. And then take your hips back down to the chair. And just pause for a moment. You maybe need to shake your hands. And you can do that one more time. You find your hands on the chair and open your cape. So you support from the shoulders to the wrists. Just come off the chair. My knees are bent. Good. One more breath. And then bring yourself back. And we'll just sit. Just feel all of that. Yeah. Yes. Okay. We come all the way back up. This time as we come to standing, if we cross the ankles, you just see what happens. Good way to start doing that. And once we've come up, I think we need to come back down. And then we'll do the opposite side. So just change the opposite cross and come on up. Good. And we'll go back down. Good. And then you can come up any way you like. 2 feet, 1 foot, all the way up. And then release your arms. And pause for a moment. Good. Let's take some tree pose. So I'm just going to turn to face you. Chair, if you like a balance, the wall, whichever it is. Feel your feet. Good. We'll start balancing on the left leg. So lift the right heel, turn it out, and just take your time. Just grow your tree. Just find the balance, invite it in. Let's say that we might not find it. Calling it in. Take 3 more breaths. No wobbles. Wobbling is good. Good. And I'm going to release this right leg, but I'm just going to do this little thing here as we good release here. And then come down. I came down because I lost balance. Take a moment. And then balancing on the right side, with the left leg up. Take your time. Grow your tree. Take 2 more breaths. And then we'll release and just swing that leg a couple times. Okay, both feet down. So we're going to come down. If you like to use the chair for, calves resting on the chair, maybe we'll leave it there. And we'll take I'm going to come all the way down. Actually, on my way down, I'll set up. We'll take a blanket. Make it nice. We'll take maybe just 1 block. And it can go, actually, we can put 2. If we do 2, then we get that higher height with more stability. We'll put the bolster on top. We're just going to come into a side bend here with the bolster. So I have 2 blocks, the bolster's here, and my tushes, I'm sitting on the floor, not on the bolster, but some people like to sit on the bolster. And we're just going to come over and take the arms over. Yeah, that's it. You take your time, and if it's too high with the blocks, do less, so that we're getting this crescent here. And I'm going to take the hand on the bottom. My right hand's going to hold on to this left wrist and just give it a little pull. And then just like we did at the beginning, the hip is going to ground it. So the left hip is going to drop in. Yeah. And of course, a little flossing is always nice. So rock yourself in. And then dropping in for the next few breaths. You feel the breath expanding the places on offer. Okay, another 5 breaths. So if you need to release the arm for the shoulder health, comfort, do that. Last breath. Slowly come out, and before we change sides, just pause for a moment. Just receive. Okay, all the energies. Okay, and we'll do the second side. Finding it, lengthening yourself over. Once you're in it, you floss a little bit. Take the time to do that. And Feel that the connection comes from this right hip. You draw down, gonna soften down. One more breath. And releasing the top arm and gently bring yourself upright and sit again. And just feel. Wow. Okay. Still have my chair here. So we're gonna take a forward fold. I'm gonna use the chair. You could also use the bolster, whatever works best for you. Just gonna kind of move the bolster out of the way. So I'm gonna open the legs out to the side, and if you need to sit up higher, you do that. And the chair is can be really nice. Support that forehead and drop in. I have put the arms on top of the chair to create more space for the breath. So when we use the chair, it's not about getting yourself all the way to the floor. It's about being in a place where you can really relax and let the breath go where it needs to go. Let's take 5 more breaths. Take a full breath in. Sigh it out. And bring yourself up and take ourselves into a Baddha Konasana just to give ourselves a little footy. So bring your feet in, give your feet a little love. Okay. And then we'll move into Shavasana. So if you have your chair and you want to put the legs on the chair, oh, it seems, go ahead and do that. Pardon me. Okay, I'm going to use the bolster. Might as well like do that, a little supported boat pose. If you like that, you don't need to do that. You have nothing underneath you. But maybe it's going to look like this today. I'll just pull that chair up. Oh, that feels really nice. Oh. Yeah. Bringing yourself into your rest. With the chair, without, just creating the optimal space to relax. Softening the eyes. The temples, the jaw. Resting your heart. your belly, pelvic floor. Arms, legs, feet, your hands. Inviting yourself to drop in more deeply. Beginning to deepen your breath. And take your hands to rest on your body and just connect to your breath, to your heartbeat. Staying in your rest, you're beginning your gentle awakening. Savoring your stillness. Bringing your hands to your heart, bowing your chin. Seal with one O, inhale. Breathing into your hands. Wishes of peace and love, comfort, safety. Offer that to yourself, and then we'll send it out into this world. Thank you, my friends. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take it all. Thank you. Have a great rest of this day. See you on Thursday. My friends. Thank you.